at 54.20. You think that's a fair deal?
Yeah, I think in the near term, it's more than a fair deal. I think Elon is paying a premium to where Twitter should be trading. There looks to be some signs of weakness or some concerns in the ad market. We saw that last week from Snap's earnings, where they cautioned against some macro headwinds, some advertisers slowing down spend, whether it was from the war in Ukraine or just inflation in the macro environment in general. I would expect, particularly with the deal getting done here before earnings, that Twitter's results and outlook is going to be equally, questionable with some kind of headwinds around the industry. So you're paying a premium in a little bit of a questionable environment right now. I think it's more than a fair price.
And I love that you bring that up, because we've had a lot of people come on this program and say, but the shares were at 70 or 75 a few months ago, so isn't that fair value? And I think a lot of the fundamental research that you and some of the other colleagues, of course, on the street have done is said that just because it traded there doesn't mean that it's actually fair value. How do you think then about sort of going forward fair value with all this speculation, at least about some of the changes and edit button updates on the product, different sort of advertising models? How do you think that you begin analyzing this company?
Sure. So certainly at $70 and where things were a few months ago does not mean that that was fair value or that $70 is fair value. A lot of tech stocks were overvalued for quite some time during COVID. We saw multiples that we generally have never seen in the past or haven't seen in a very long time around tech. Are multiples depressed now? Sure, but you're still buying it relative to what its peers are trading and what you're paying a premium for it here. When you're looking at the value and if it's worth what it is, when you look longer term, the big question for Twitter has always been around user growth. I know Elon's really focused around free speech and making the platform better. Ultimately, that is where you will get the value for Twitter. Mm-hmm. Can they get user growth to accelerate? That's been the big challenge. Can they monetize better? And can Twitter become a bigger slice of the digital ad market globally, unless they shift totally to a subscription model?
How much do ads even matter here under Elon Musk's leadership? I mean, can the business model just change completely?
That's going to be really challenging. So I think ads matter a lot. To get this platform to make more money under a subscription model than it is under an advertising-based model, I think that is a tall hurdle. You're asking hundreds of millions of users globally to start paying for something that has been free for the entire time they've been using it. That is not an easy thing, and there's probably not a ton of other monetization models to this. It's either advertising or it's paid. I think advertising has to be a part of Twitter. I'm not sure how else Twitter can monetize even the way it is today.